that I love that it's coming up a lot in these conversations is like the whole idea of boring blockchain. It's sort of, it's funny, for years, the way that I've been describing the industry that I work in when I'm talking to folks that are outside of this industry, right, is when I tell them like, oh, I'm a blockchain developer, and you kind of see like their face sort of like grimace a little bit. I'm like, well, to clarify, right, blockchain as a technology, I think, is truly a fascinating and revolutionary technology, which provides things like permissionless, trustless, decentralized, immutable value transfer, right?
Yeah.
And like things that just have never existed before, right?
Yep.
And now what that value is can be anything, but like the notion of being able to permissionlessly and without having to trust a middleman, send something somewhere and know that there's no single point of failure and it's decentralized, and that once it's on that ledger, it's immutable and can't be changed. That alone is a completely revolutionary concept in terms of how we move things around, the things that we own, right?
Yep.
One application of blockchain that was the first sort of proof of concept that is what most people think of when they think about blockchain is cryptocurrency. But they're two different things, right? A cryptocurrency is an implementation of the features that a blockchain provides, and not the other way around, right?
Yep.
And so that's where I think like a lot of times I try and like educate people in terms of like, oh yeah, you've heard of different cryptos and meme coins and all of these other things, but to a certain degree, it's sort of like any other emerging industry where that's the frothiest, most just like rapidly like rise and fall kind of iteration of it. But once all that noise kind of gets washed away, what remains is this super interesting technology that provides characteristics that there's nothing like anywhere else in anything that humans have invented up till now, at least, in terms of how we move these kinds of things around. And so that's what I think is really cool about the conversations that we're having, the conversations that you guys have been having this past week is, okay, let's put all that noise aside with the signal to noise ratio, and what's left is this really strong foundation and these like really great foundational principles that you can actually build a really strong, decentralized global infrastructure on top of, right? And so it's really, really cool, and it's interesting to see sort of the general population slowly coming to understand the difference between the two. I think it's we're still a while away from people truly getting it. And even then, we don't even need, I think the end game is we don't even need like the general populace to understand it. You just need enough forward-thinking, large enterprise providers to understand the value of it, and then let them build the different assets on top that'll be moved around in this permissionless, trustless, decentralized, immutable way. And then the end consumer won't even know that they're using it. So it'll be like, it'll be like this whole joke of blockchain and crypto and how it's like it's a scam and it's a toy and it doesn't really do anything. And then one day they'll stop hearing about it and they won't even realize that they're all using it.